In 2 years, we've made about $300,000 selling our individual stocks. We sell our individual stocks all the time, take profits all the time. But our index funds? Oh, we rarely sell our index funds. Almost never. Hey guys, it's Aman from Our Rich Journey, and on today's video, I am talking about when to sell your individual stocks and when to sell your index funds. You know, over the years, we have sold a lot of individual stocks. We've taken profits, we've swing traded. When we thought a company was becoming too expensive, we've moved on. If we found a better opportunity, we've sold. And sometimes we've sold our individual stocks because the time was right. That was the only reason. But when it comes to our index funds, we've almost never sold our index funds. But if you think about it, an index fund is just a bunch of individual stocks. But why is it that we can sell our individual stocks, but we are so reluctant to sell our index funds? You see, the answer has very little to do with the stock market and everything to do with what you actually own. Because here's the idea that changed the way that we invest. Individual stocks are businesses. Index funds are systems. Once you understand the difference, you'll start asking completely different questions before you ever hit the sell button. And so on today's video, I'm going to explain that difference. And I'm going to answer the question, when do we sell individual stocks, and on what rare occasion do we sell our index funds? So one of the biggest mistakes investors make is treating every investment the same way. They treat their individual stocks and their index funds the same way when it comes to selling those investments. They use the same thought process. And this is a huge mistake. You see, these investments are very different. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. When you buy a share of Apple, you're becoming a tiny owner of one business, one management team, one strategy, one set of products, one company's future. On the other hand, when you invest in an index fund like the S&P 500, you're not buying one company, you're buying something much bigger. You are investing in the top 500 US companies at any given time. And this is a very important point. Because you are investing in the top 500 at any given time, you aren't investing in a stagnant group of companies. Instead, you are investing in a system. You're buying an entire system that is constantly changing. And that difference changes everything. And here's an example that exemplifies this difference. Imagine you bought a restaurant in your hometown. You're not a share of the restaurant, but you bought the entire restaurant in your small hometown. The entire business would be yours. Now let me ask you this. Would you wake up every morning asking yourself, how much is someone willing to pay me for my restaurant? No, you wouldn't be asking that as a business owner. You'd ask completely different questions. You'd be wondering, are more customers coming in? Is revenue growing? Is management doing a good job? Can we open a second location? Because that's what business owners think about. They don't obsess over the value of their business on a daily basis. They focus on the health of their business. And that's exactly how I think about my investment in an individual stock. I am a business owner of that individual stock. And so when I own Apple, I'm thinking about, is the company growing? Is management doing a good job? Are we going to be able to open up more stores and sell more products and services? When I invest in Apple, I am buying a business. And so that means I have to constantly be asking myself, is this a business that I still want to own? Now let's compare that to an index fund. Imagine instead of buying one restaurant, you owned every restaurant in America. Some of those restaurants you own would fail. Some would become widely successful. Some would be bought by other competitors. New restaurants would open, old restaurants would close, consumers' tastes would change. The industry would constantly be evolving. But the restaurant industry that you have bought into would be constantly moving forward. And that is much closer to what an index fund really is. It's not a business, it's an ecosystem, a living system that is constantly adapting. Weak companies shrink, strong companies grow. New leaders emerge, old leaders fade away. And all of that happens whether you're paying attention or not. That is the difference between owning your individual stock and your index fund. With the individual stock, you constantly have to be concerned about the health of that business. When you own an index fund, the health of that business is going to be evolving and moving forward. The ecosystem is taking care of itself. And that's why we've always approached selling differently depending on what we own. When we own an individual company, we are constantly evaluating the business. But when we own an index fund, we're investing in a system that keeps replacing yesterday's winners with tomorrow's winners. So the reasons we sell an individual stock aren't necessarily the same reasons that we would use to sell an index fund. In fact, they're almost completely different, which brings us to the reasons why we would sell our individual stocks versus the reasons we would sell our index funds. Let's start with individual stocks. Now for us, there are 6 reasons why we would sell an individual stock. Reason number 1 is probably the biggest reason, and it's the business has changed. Now when we invest in an individual stock, our expectation is that that business is going to grow, flourish, and do very well. But what if the business changes and the story changes? Then that is a reason why we would sell. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. Let's say you bought Netflix 10 years ago because you believed that Netflix was going to be at the forefront of streaming services. And as you owned it over this past 10 years, that has worked out beautifully. Netflix is the top streamer. Now imagine Netflix announces we're shutting down streaming and we're opening video rental stores. That would be ridiculous, and of course you would sell because the business you bought has changed and has gone in a direction that you do not believe is going to be profitable. Now, when it comes to real life, these companies don't make such drastic changes. Usually, changes don't happen so dramatically. They happen over time. But as an investor in that company, it is your job as an owner of that stock to read the writing on the wall. And if you are anticipating major changes coming, then maybe it's time for you to think about an exit strategy. Maybe it's time for you to sell. Reason number 2, we found a better investment opportunity. Now, we have limited amount of dollars and we can't invest in everything. And so investments are constantly competing for your dollars. And when we find a better opportunity that's going to give us better returns, sometimes we have to shift our money. Because investing isn't just about owning good companies. Investing is about getting the greatest return for your dollars. And sometimes those dollars are better off somewhere else. Reason number 3, the stock becomes ridiculously overvalued. Now, this is happening a lot more recently, especially with the AI boom. And it's something that you have to be really careful about not getting caught up in. Now, people will say, you don't want to sell your winners. If something is hot, you want to ride that wave. And we have done that. We have rode a stock all the way to the top and have made a tremendous amount of money when we have gone to sell that stock. What you have to be careful about is investing in companies that become so ridiculously high in value that the expectations for those companies becomes so high that they can't meet those expectations. And one single slip up could crash that stock. You are seeing that right now with AI because expectations are out of this world. And if any of those companies give 1 ounce of doubt on their earnings call, those companies are going to be beat up by investors. You are going to see that stock drop significantly. And so it becomes a matter of looking at risk versus reward. At what point does a company become so ridiculously overvalued that the risk is far more than the reward? Reason number 4, the position becomes too large. Now, believe it or not, making too much money on an individual stock can become a problem. Imagine one company goes from 5% of your portfolio to 30% of your portfolio. Imagine the anxiety you will have about that company in your portfolio. Now you're watching every move the CEO makes, every earnings call, Everything that this company does can significantly affect the wealth of your portfolio and can dramatically impact your financial future. And so when this starts to happen with our individual stock investments, we don't go and just sell everything. What we do is we tend to sell a bit of it, taper down to minimize the risk of an investment taking up too much of our portfolio. Reason number 5, life has changed. Maybe the company is doing well, everything is going great with the stock, but life has changed for us. Maybe we're retiring, maybe we want to buy a house, maybe our kids are going off to college, and we are selling to take profits to be able to fund those things in our life. Because it's important to remember that you invest to support your lifestyle. And taking profits from an individual stock is a great way to fund those life-changing events. And reason number 6, and this one is something that requires you eating some humble pie. We were wrong. Sometimes you sell an individual stock because your investment analysis was just flat out wrong about the company. And the more you got to know it, you realized that this is not an investment that you should have made. Maybe you overestimated management, maybe you misunderstood the business, but sometimes you just get things wrong and you have to do a course correction. So those are the reasons why we would sell an individual stock. Let's talk about the rare occasions that we would sell an index fund. The first and the most simplest reasons why we sell index funds is that we need the money. Because remember, at the end of the day, the reason why we are investing is to eventually live off of those investments. And so if you are financially independent and retired early and you have index funds, you are going to sell shares of those index funds to support your financial independence and early retirement. You need that money. The second reason is our financial plans may change. So let's say in the future, we want to become a little bit more conservative with our portfolio. And instead of having an index fund that is all equities, maybe we want to shift into cash or into bonds because we want to be more conservative. And this decision usually has nothing to do with whether or not the stock market is up or down. It's more of a life decision. Something in our life has shifted that has changed our financial plan. The third reason is tax planning. Sometimes selling makes sense because of taxes. Maybe we're harvesting gains in a lower tax year. Maybe we're donating, appreciating shares to charity. Maybe we're simplifying our portfolio. Those are all tax planning decisions. And finally, sometimes we sell because we can own the same investment more efficiently. And what I mean by this is years ago, investors often paid relatively high fees for index funds. But today, there are ETFs with incredibly low expense ratios. And if you can own the same market while paying less, that makes sense. So those are the reasons. Now let's bring this all together. At the beginning of this video, we said that we rarely ever sell our index funds. And that's because we have a strong faith in the system of how index funds work. When you are investing in the S&P 500 or the total stock market, you are investing in a system that is self-cleansing. Businesses come and go, but the best businesses will rise to the top and will make you more money over time. Look at the history of the stock market. When you look at it as a whole, there is one thing that you notice. The stock market as a whole always goes up. And so when you are investing in index funds that buy everything, you are investing in growth, you are investing in the economy, and you are investing in capitalism. And the stock market as a whole has always paid handsomely for that investment. On the other hand, when you are investing in individual stocks, at a certain point, you are gonna have to sell those individual stocks. And so it's important that you identify your reasons why you are going to sell, because it is very rare that an individual stock stays hot forever. What happened to Kodak? What happened to Sears? What happened to Blockbuster? All were amazing companies at their time, but today those companies barely exist. And so I hope this video has given you food for thought as you put together your sales strategy for your investments. If you guys want to learn more about investing, if you want to join an incredible community of people that are working towards financial independence, you must check out our 365 Days to FIRE program. This is a year-long program where we get together some of the most incredible people to work on this ultimate personal finance goal of financial independence. What's really cool about the program is that every year we all meet up together in Portugal, and Christina and I host the most amazing meetups, parties, and a conference. We have it all for you here in Portugal. If you guys are interested in joining 365 Days to FIRE, check out the link in the description below or go to 365daystofire.com. And if you guys have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and join the journey.